Hey, what is going on, everybody in YouTube? You are back with your boy, TheReal PG, bringing you another NBA player prop video for today, Wednesday, March 22nd. Before we get into the video, if I could please ask you guys, if you've not yet joined the channel, to make sure to hit that subscribe button as well as the bell for the most up-to-date information on player line movement, player injuries, or anything else in regards to today's slate. Quickly, before we get into the picks, would like to talk about the three links in the description section below. The first one is going to be to the free Discord, guys. If you're not in here yet, jump on in. It's an extension of the YouTube. This is where all of the details of my work go once I have had time throughout the day to get through the research process. What you're getting on YouTube is first looks, and then I continually research and continually drop little tidbits of knowledge throughout the day into the Discord. If you're curious about how we've been doing as a whole, you can come through, check out the Discord trophy shelf. Come check out any of these tabs on your own time. Gives you a pretty good idea of how this Discord as a whole performs. But that's basically all there is to it. Tons of sharp people in here, guys. Majority of which lie in the top tier chat, and we will get to that next. So for the Patreon, there's two tiers: a base tier and all access VIP tier, guys. So the VIP tier does come with a private chat as well as 24-hour around-the-clock access to me. You can ask me any questions on your plays, how I feel about them. If you need to see any of my plays, would like to see all of my plays, you can certainly do that. Just need to ask. So there's tons of upside in the all access VIP. You can read more about that on the Patreon page in the link below. Last one is going to be over to Thrive Fantasy, my partnering site, where if you sign up right now, you are getting probably the best money back promo that you're going to find on YouTube. So if you head over as a new user, or if you're already a user, send a friend over, send a family member over, and get them to sign up. Promo code capital letters PG. Here's what's going to happen. You can deposit up to $100 for a 100% match, meaning if you deposit $100, you would get $100 extra on top of it, for you to have $200 in your balance. But for this promotion, all you need to do is deposit $10. Same thing would apply, so your $10 would become $20. Once you have deposited that $10 with promo code capital letters PG, you'll have $20 in your balance. You need to make a $1 bet. Doesn't matter if you make it in the contest lobby, which is more along the lines of DFS, or if you do it in the prop lobby, which is just straight props. Once you have done those things, you come into the Discord and DM me, letting me know that you've signed up with my promo code, deposited $10 or more, and you made a bet of at least $1. And at that point, I will get it verified with Thrive. They tell me, yes, that you have done those things, and I will send you $10 out of my own pocket as a thank you for taking your time to come on over to Thrive. Check it out and give it a shot. And basically, if you when you do sign up, you'll also get a free square. Depending on what day you sign up, it'll be a different player, obviously. Today is Devin Booker. I come on my dummy account so that I can see the new users' free squares. As I'm obviously not somebody who has yet to deposit on this. I've deposited it on my own account. I've not deposited it on the dummy account, so I get to see who I would get if I were to sign up as a new user that day. So today would be Devin Booker. So along with the $20 that you're going to be getting completely risk-free, because you're only depositing 10 of that, and I'm giving you that $10 back out of my own pocket for coming over here, taking your time to use my promo code and get signed up, getting a friend signed up, getting a family member signed up, whatever. So you'll have that $20. You'll have a free square, which gets you halfway to this 3.2x winning for 2 out of 2 correct. So literally, you just need to find one winning prop, and you will be able to 3.2x that $20 for free. If you miss and you lose, it didn't cost you a penny. If you win, you got almost $70 to play with. Brand new bankroll over at Thrive Fantasy for all good things to happen, guys. Best payouts in the industry. With that being said, let's get on with it. If you have any questions, you can leave a question below in the comments, or you can come on over to the Discord and DM me. All right, with that being said, guys, Tyler Herro over 19.5 points. DeMar DeRozan over 22.5 points. Let's take a look at these two props. So, Tyler Herro, Need 20 points out of him today, guys. So last 5 games, 29, 25, 25, 21, and 18, coming up a little shy in the 5th game. But he has hit 4 of the last 5. I really would love to get his 3-pointers. Of course, nobody will put his 3-pointers up with 5-4, 4-3, 3, 4-3. So lots of 3-pointers going up. But even if they don't offer the 3-point prop, we can assume we're going to get 3-pointers at least in this matchup based off of the history of the game log all the way up to maybe 5. So that's going to get us somewhere between 9 and 15 points alone in threes. I definitely like him to go over 19.5. Let's take a look at what Tyler Herro has been doing recently. And they will be playing at home today. So Tyler Herro at home, looking pretty good, hitting 3 of the last 4, 5 of the last 7, 7 of the last 9, 6 of the last 9. So pretty solid. Over 19.5. When he's been hitting with some room too. So I mean, he does have this one game of 20, but outside of that, he's got some breathing room. 24, 25, 29, 31. So I definitely like this. Last time you saw the Knicks put up 29. Today he props stock cash does have him projected at a little bit over 21 total points. Which you can see right here, 21.5 is today's projection. So he is projected to the over. Has hit this in 100% of games this season. That will be play number 1. Head back over and take a look at play number 2, which is going to be on DeMar DeRozan. So we're going to have to pull him up as I got rid of that. So let's take a look at DeMar DeRozan and why I like his over 22.5 points. So if we look at the game logs, pretty much been doing a number on these boys. Outside of this one game here, which we'll get into, 25 points per hit, 24 to the over, 23 to the over, 45, 25, 37, 30, 29, 26, and finally a miss back in 2018 while playing for the Spurs. Outside of that, has one individual miss with 12 points as a member of the Bulls. In his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games as a Bull, he has missed 1 time. Not too sure what happened this game. That was this year. Let's see. Well, Zach LaVine is what happened. 41 points. That's exactly what happened. Very split amongst the group outside of that. 19 for Vooch, 18 for Pat Williams, 8 for Io, and 12 for DeMar. So a very lackluster game where Zach took over, and that was that. But I do like DeMar to fly over the points today, despite the most recent showing being a little pathetic. He's been there every which way you look after that. So give me DeMar DeRozan over 22.5 points. Let's head over to Prizepicks, guys. All right, so we're going to go over 3 plays over here. Let's go over these 3 separate plays. That way it gives you a pretty good handful of plays in the video today, guys. So let's touch base quickly on these 3. So Nikola Jokic, looking over 24.5 points. Absolutely rocked this line, guys. 43, 29, 28, 24 on a hook, 33. And that would round out the last 5, taking us back into 2020. So he has hitting all the games -1 where he did hook back in 2021. Outside of that, all overs against Washington. So that I do like is play number 1. If we look, we know Jokic has been relatively strong all the time, but let's take a look. Jokic is playing on the road today, which is always a bad sign. If you could have him on the road or you could have him at home, you'd rather have him at home. But, I mean, not too shabby of a log. It's been bumped to 24.5. So it does take away these 2 games that were green, turns them red, unfortunately. But still nothing to turn away from, as he was literally a point short, a bucket short, from being, You take an extra bucket away and you're basically right there. It's quite the difference, in a couple points of shift of a line, but I feel really good about this one. Let's take a look at the matchup for Jokic. So we got the center versus Washington today. Top 5 matchup in the league, 26.89 points per game over the last 7. Let me get some more. That's going to be an over for me. Nikola Jokic, 24.5 points. Let me get that over. Let's talk about Joel Embiid quickly. So, Joel, they got his lines really up there, guys. He has not much room for error. He is, I believe, 10 games in a row now, over 30 points. I like him to keep it going. But eventually this man has to break down and have a game where he just doesn't completely ball out. I hope it is not today. But let's take a look into this. Also, I don't like the fact that Harden is questionable. I like James being able to facilitate, take some of the pressure off of Joel. But as of right now, how it stands, Harden is considered questionable with Achilles soreness. Listed out for rest purposes. Sunday in the back-to-back. Achilles, it was not. Back-to-back Sixers, that just coming off for a rough shooting stretch last 2 games. 6 for 29, 0 for 12 from deep, so it could wind up being a rest and reset night for him after logging 47 minutes in Monday's overtime clash with Chicago. If he sits, D'Anthony Melton would likely draw another start. So ideally, I would like to have James Harden in this game, much more of a facilitator than D'Anthony Melton is. Melton is much more of a shooter than Harden is, but hopefully he plays. We're not going to really know until later, but I'm going to advocate the Joel play nonetheless. So let's jump back in. Joel Embiid. Game log versus... Who do they play? Chicago. Alright. Just saw these caps. Just put up 37. Again, not much room for error, guys. It's a high line at 33.5 points. So we got 37 for a hit, 25 for a miss, 43 for a hit, 40 for a hit, 30 for a miss, 18 for a miss, 13 for a miss. Don't even know what happened in these 2 games. Very un-Embiid-like. Game prior drops a 50 bomb on him. So, again, the line's high. A lot is expected out of Joel. But this man has been more than a force to be dealt with. So let's look at his just past 10 plus games now. 37, 31, 38, 36, 34, 39, 39, 42, 31, 35. For good measure, 27 and then 41 against Boston. So yeah, of his last 12 games, 11 of those have gone over the 30-point threshold. Pretty unreal, guys. Again, can't stress enough what they're asking of Joel is an awful lot. But, again, let's dig into his matchup a little bit. The center versus Chicago is not as great of a matchup as we'd like, but it's fine. It's middle of the road, 23.33 points given up on average. Very middle of the road, like literally dead center of the NBA. Over the last 7, let's look over the season where Chicago ranks out of curiosity. Dead center, 21.94 points. So not much of a shift in where they're at, but about a point shift from over the season what they've allowed to over what they've allowed in the last 7. Nonetheless, I do like Joel to get there. Let's take a look at a couple other things quickly. Let's look at Embiid playing on the road today. So this is Embiid's road stats. Not too shabby, guys. 4 of the last 5, 6 of the last 8 to the over. For Chicago, the last game, showing 25. Don't know when that happened. It's the last game he just dropped like 37 on them, as we just saw. It was the game prior, I'm assuming. It was the game prior, so they just haven't updated the stats because it was from a day ago, literally 2 days ago. So yeah, he did actually go over in the last game with 37. He was averaging 31 over the course of the season in the 2 games he's played them. 2.5 points short of today's line. Again, like I said, what they're asking is a lot. If you don't want to take Joel, I don't mind the fade just because they are asking so much of him. But I like the play. I like the spot. Props.cash for what it's worth, as well as every play that I've given today has him projected to go over. It's only worth so much, but they generally are pretty spot on with this. Embiid, 35.37 points is what they're projecting him for tonight. I'll take it. I will take it, guys. Let's get on to the final play. Last one we're going to talk about, Trey. He has been bumped twice today. I fell asleep at my computer early this morning at 27.5, staring at it with these 3 on the screen. Woke up to him bumped to 28. Well, got him in at 28. Yes, I did. And then immediately what happened for the next lineup? Bumped to 28.5. This is where the lines has been on sportsbooks all day. So we were getting the deal earlier in the day. I fell asleep like a dumbass and missed it. Let's take a look at the Vegas line on this one. Since it has been bumped twice, I'm a little curious about where it currently sits. A little nervous about where it might currently sit. If I can find the game, let's get down to Trey and let's hope we got minus money. Big money to the over. Come on, baby. Be there. Oh, minus 136 over 28.5 points. I love it. Love it. Tons of juice on the over still, even at the current line being bumped up. Man, 27.5 was a steal if you got it at 27.5. Good on you for not falling asleep and being me. I do like this play a lot. Let's take a look at the matchup. Got this point guard. Point guard versus who are they playing? Minnesota today. Top 7, top 8 matchup. 2, 4, 6, 8, top 9 matchup. 26.89 points per game over the last 7 games. I like the spot. Let's take a look. We have no DeJounte Murray. Something else to keep in mind. Let's take a look what Trey has done to these boys. 41 point. Let's get this back in order of date. 41 points, 37 points, 29 points, 43 points, and 20 for a miss. 38 points, 37 points, 36 points, and 16 for a miss. He has wrapped them up tight in all but 2 games of his whole career. He has definitely done the job in the last 4, going over by quite a few buckets. So let's lock Trey in as our last play, guys. Over 28.5 points versus Minnesota, and that is what I'm going to have for you on today's video. You know what I liked over on Thrive. It applies all the same on Prizepicks, guys. One fits the other if they have the plays. Most sports books, most books do carry just the straight points and do have these exact same lines. Maybe you might even catch a better line on some. Maybe you catch a little bit worse, 0.5 higher, but yeah, that's what it is. If you guys are tailing today, I feel really good about these plays. Wish you the best of luck. And please gamble within your means, guys. And until the next one, peace.